Hey, what's up, guys? So today we are finally made it to the fourth week of talking about my autism and discussing about my autism and laying it down in detail. And then today we are going to go through my autism when I was in middle school, mostly middle school, maybe the first year of high school. First year of high school because I got held back in eighth grade and it just threw me a whole year and stuff like that. And then eventually made it to high school. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Not just that, but all the times that I lived in North Carolina from 12 to 16. So let's get right into it. But before we begin, make sure you guys, subscribe to the channel, like the video, turn on notifications so that way you get notified for my next videos. And let's just get started with the next video, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that was a little bit ghetto, but absolutely nothing wrong with it. Anyways, let's just go on ahead and get started. So this all began when I was 12, and first memory I made there was one time when my sister came and she brought her friend, and I was just trying to have fun with it, but then I started to show them my interests and stuff like that, or not my interests, but like my hobbies and everything. And I installed this app on my phone. It's called Moju, however, and then I started talking about a band that never exists to them, or imaginary band, and it started showing pictures of them. And my mama was over here like, "Oh, he got that from his autism." And because my mama, I think she told me to stop like already one time, but I still kept going or didn't understand. But then Mama told them that he got that from his autism. And then the minute she said that, I just started putting the phone away and everything. And also let you know, in my older videos of this channel, you could kind of see me acting a little off because I was doing top 5 and top 10 at the time, and let me explain this to you. So I put my phone against the window and start doing the videos, right? And I would start saying, like, I would do a little intro first, not like a musical intro, just like a human-made intro, like, and it was something like this, and it's something like this. This is how the intro was like. And then the person, which was me, obviously, started speaking, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, guys? So today we'll be doing the top 5, this and that." And because you 12-year-old Josh wanted to make a little list about little random things. Like one time he made about the abandoned cities in South Carolina, or popular cities or North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Now, in the early days when we lived in North Carolina, yes, I still did struggle with social skills at the time. Like, for one time, I was heading to my grandfather's house one time for Thanksgiving, and I was obviously confused of like what to say and stuff like that, because I asked her something stupid, bro. Like, I asked her, like, can I go in there and stuff like that? Like, oh my goodness. And then my dad had to stop me, and he was so pissed of what just happened at the gas station place. Like obviously I was just trying to be not autistic, but I was asking for something to eat, which I was addicted to eating anyway when I was 12. So then we went to my grandfather's house, and that was still on my mind. Good Lord. And then I asked one parent if their kid swore. And that's really not an appropriate question to ask people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just some questions that you just can't ask people. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that was the stuff I was doing at that time. And it's just really not the appropriate thing to say. Like, you can't just say, like, "Oh, how many kids do you have?" when you didn't even say a hello or ask them what their name was or greeted. Like, imagine you just randomly ask somebody, "How many kids you have?" And like, they're going to be confused and they're going to be weirded out because of your dang question. So, like, how is that normal? In other words, how is that not weird? If, like, would you be weirded out if I asked you, oh, how many kids you have, or how many friends you have, if I didn't even say a hello or greeted you? Would you feel weirded out if I asked you how many kids you have? Because, you may not have kids. You might still be a child. Or maybe if I asked you how many sisters that I have and not even saying hello or stuff like that, would that still weird you out? Of course it would. And I'm going to just tell you something. I thought I'd make friends that way, but I found out the conclusion that's a good way to make enemies. And that's what I pretty much likely did right there. But me and the dude don't hang out a lot. Matter of fact, we never hanged out unless his friends were with him and I was with them too. But other than that, we never did hang out. There was a little dude that lived in my neighborhood, and I would knock on the door for him all the time. And I knocked on his door so often that his parents got pissed, and they had thoughts about telling my parents too about all this stuff, like constantly knocking on the door and everything for the little dude. Because I thought I thought friends at the time. It's not really a friend. He's just an acquaintance, not really a friend. Because, acquaintance and a friend are two different things. An acquaintance is somebody you talk to and you know them, but they ain't your friend. A friend is somebody you talk to and y'all hang a lot and everything, and then, y'all are considered friends. Other than that going on, I did went to a church, and, well, I used to hang out with the youth a lot, and I was in the youth too, and I used to hang out with those dudes, and they kind of picking and stuff like that. We kind of pick with each other, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But they kind of do it to me. But they liked me too. They thought it was funny, so it's pretty nice. I kind of like that, to be honest. But kind of not treat a little differently, the bad way, but kind of have some joy with them, have fun with them and stuff like that. I'm just having fun, Mom. You don't have to worry about me. But I know that's I know I feel but I did have a feeling they know the fact that I was autistic and stuff like that. And so that was fun. I used to hang out with a bunch of kids, and I was probably almost their age, maybe about a year, because they were in 6th grade at the time, or 6th or 7th grade. I was in 7th or 8th grade, so a year apart, not bad. Just, having fun with them, and that's all that matters. And there's this one little dude that has an older sister. He would she would kind of pick with me and stuff like that, and she would love to talk to me and everything, and so that was nice. It's really nice what's going on and stuff like that. And then back to the neighborhood, I still struggled with because I felt like I was so alone at the time, and I didn't want to be alone. I felt like at the time I always had to have somebody with me, so I started knocking on doors for other kids or people's kids or whatnot, and they said all of them are too young, and that literally let my mama know that she needs to stand up and say something. And of course, it's about the autism. Yes, it's of course about me and my autism. I couldn't help it. Maybe I could. Maybe I couldn't. She probably forgot that I have to know it just takes it little by little. And let's just be honest. She did not trust me out there after that time. Or maybe she did, maybe she didn't, but still. So she did not trust me. to go, places. Now, I was still used to go everywhere around the neighborhood until I had to encounter that little girl. And that's when things started to get worse because the dude that I always used to mess with and his friend were there too. They were over there playing basketball. I was driving around there. I was like, driving past them constantly. And then I seen this little girl there. And just kind of like watch her go and everything. And then I went over to the dude and everything, and dude and his friend. And apparently his friend didn't like me at all, of course. Well, I mean, of course he didn't. Like, why would he like me or stuff like that? And then he said he didn't even know me, which, okay there, buddy. I wouldn't be surprised if you said that. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And then, then his friend and him and his friend just sort of went off and just, like, go away. They were like, go away. I'm like, okay. And then I see this little girl. I kicked her. And remember, I was 14. The little girl was probably about 5, not even 6. And after that, I'm like, oh, and they were like, oh my goodness, we gotta go. Like, go away, bro. You don't kick the little girl. And then after all that drama started, I started going ahead in my house. I'm like, I ain't even going for them no more. I'm going for my house. And then they apparently went up. And then they were like, bro, why'd you do that? And then I was like, oh my God, I think something just possessed me. That's what I told him. And then the dude I was messing with all the time was like, it possessed you. And then dude was like, yeah, buddy, you're more than weird. Like, you're more than weird, buddy. Dude, my mom was like, so Josh, time to come home. You had enough talking to these dudes. Oh wait, and then we had a talk at home, and they were like, all these dudes, they all trouble, is what they all are. And then not long after that, the lady came pull in, and I rushed to the front door, and the lady was like, no, child, you're the child. I want to see that mother. Like, oh my God, she was raising on the top of her voice. I'm like, wow. I've never seen such an outrageous person before. Maybe I have, but it was like past experience though. But you have one of these people that would just scream, like one of these women that would scream on the top of their lungs and saying, yeah, you kicked my daughter. Yeah, and then she was like, oh my God, we'll call the cops. And then the cops were called. Cops came to our house and investigated all this. And then God teach me a little lesson, because if I was 17 doing that, they'll automatically throw me in jail, buddy. I'll be sharing in cell with Diddy. But yeah, they taught me a little lesson though. They taught me a little lesson not to do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so my mom took all away my biking privileges and like ride my bike privileges. I started playing games from that point, and I was too busy on the game. I was too focused on the game, and then the games got me on something. And then I made this little place called Lacona, and it was a place on Minecraft at the time, and made this little place Lacona. It's where I put the villagers and the pillagers together so they can fight, like they could fight all over the village and everything. And then I called it Fight City, and I had it stuck in my imagination. Like I made a whole imagination of stuff like that, and great thoughts, man. And I remember that one time, March the 22nd of 2023, my dad decided that was a good idea to take all that stuff away for 24 hours. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, Dad, I want it back. Like, they literally try to take my stuff back. They try to take my stuff away. And then, my goodness, bro. And then, And then a few days after that, I got it's and this is church related. Now this is back to church, and after that, I got stuck with the tweens, which I was 14 at the time. I was already 14, pushing 15. I'm in there. I'm in the room with 11 and 12-year-olds. I'm like, and then my dad didn't care for me to go. Like, he wanted me to go anyway for some reason. Like, do you see I'm not 11 and 12? Like, I already didn't look 11 and 12 even then. And my dad still wanted me to go. I'm like, this man makes zero sense. He's making me go to the thing. Like, dude, I've aged out, buddy. Okay, Dad? Listen, this is all Dad. Like, telling me to, like, oh, you should go to the tweens. Like, to the tweens. Now, this is Sunday. Now, this was Sunday. This wasn't Sunday night. This was Sunday during the service of church. So, I went to the tweens. I actually went 2 times, but then the man was like, sorry, we can't take him because he's too old. Yeah, exactly, Dad. Like, can he, like, not put me there? Like, well, like, why does he gotta do that? You know? Like, golly. And then, actually, a few months later, they made a new school, and I started going. So that put me back a year. And yes, the year before that, I was in 8th grade too. Okay, I was in 8th grade for 2 years. The first year was homeschool. The second was in a school. Was in a Christian academic school, and it was our little Christian academy. And I mean, I kind of did better there with the social skills and everything. I mean, just like the environment, like I just feel like I had receptive language delay and receptive impairment delay. It's where they talk to me or ask me to do something, but I just don't get it. Like, I just don't exactly get it what they're saying. And I mean, I could probably see myself talking to other people that, I mean, it seems like I didn't have poor social skills, really, and stuff like that. Because they were basically starting the conversations, and we had this little group chat that we made for middle school. I was in it, and I mean, I was just being quiet. Like, they're the ones that are always sending me stuff, and they were on being honest, bro. Didn't really want to talk to them, but they talked to me, so I just answered back. And let's say I talked to multiple people. Probably don't remember, but I didn't have poor social skills and nothing like that. I feel like I didn't at the time. I feel like I got better with the social world at the time, and kind of actually start talking to people. Remind like a little schoolmate that I think you might want pizza tonight or something, or not want pizza, but like I don't know if you're told this, but we're supposed to like have dinner together tonight with your brother. That's what I said to one dude. And I did. We did. That happened and everything. Or with my dad. And I was like, I just don't know if he was told this. That's why I asked him. I just wanted to let him know. And so I did that. And I asked him that, and then, started getting better with my social skills at the time. So God was doing great. And then I started to like not cooperate at all with the whole school thing and everything. And I told my mom I wanted to be homeschooled. So, you know what? Mama did exactly what I wanted her to do. Just put me homeschooled. I want to go back to homeschool again. Like, I ain't going back to school again ever in my life, bro. I might, but I can't say none, really. But so yeah, that's what we did last year. That we were in North Carolina, I was homeschooled again, and I was in my freshman year. Thank the Lord that I was through middle school, because I was wanting to get out there so bad. Hopefully, high school goes by fast. Like, I'm already seeing myself in sophomore, so. Yeah, we doing good. We ain't doing bad, not bad. Just doing good, and just keeping on moving and stuff like that. So I kind of see my high school year kind of like zooming. I'm zooming through my high school years, man. Which, that's good. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord that I got out of those other places. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And then for 16, as a 16-year-old and freshman, I really did feel like I was completely healed from autism. Not quite, but felt like I was healed from like the social skill problem and everything. And I felt like I needed to tell my testimony because my mom has a little she has a little church group where she just like has her friends and then their kids and their families and stuff like that. Yeah, she has that, and I told my testimony, and we usually have prayer on Mondays, and every Monday night it's prayer, and she's been having that for about 4 years. I've been going for like the last year that we were there, and during that time period, I told everyone my testimony, even they the other kids that weren't looking, I told them my testimony. Like, I told them every bit of it. Too, about the evangelist, the healing, and the walk. I told them everything about it. Even at the people at the conference at GCI, I told them that. And then closer to now, I really did not struggle as much with autism as I was before, and felt like I pushed through, and that's all that matters. So that ends it. And remember, we got one more coming on the 2nd of this month, and then yeah. So that brings it for today. So if you like this video, please subscribe, turn on notifications, make sure you like the bell, and then I'll see y'all guys in the next video. I'm out.